All right, time to dust off our game brains and put them to good use answering some of these questions.
Indeed. I dusted off my game brain earlier in preparation. First up, we have a video question from Harley.
Hey GGSP, I have two questions for you. One, is Mario Tennis Aces going to come out on another console? Two, is the Australian Open Tennis going to be coming out on another console too? Thanks, bye. And also, like your work.
Thanks, Harley. We like your work too, which is why we'll be sending you a GGSP pin. Oh, thanks, Hand.
Oh, hey, Hand, you know you're always helping us out with stuff, but we never really ask about you. So, how was your day today? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That sounds really fun. Yes! Oh, that's so good.
Did you understand that?
Yeah, they said something about going to the glove shop and then getting a manicure. Oh, what a good day. Anyway, to Harley's first question about whether Mario Tennis Aces is going to come out on another console. I'd say it's pretty unlikely it will be on any non-Nintendo console, as Nintendo tend to keep these kinds of games as exclusives.
But there's maybe a teensy possibility it could one day end up in some form on the 3DS. But we haven't heard any plans for that. So for now, it's Switchville, population Mario Tennis Aces, and many other games.
As for Australian Open Tennis, or AO Tennis, this is currently available for PS4, Xbox One, PC and mobile. We haven't heard anything about it coming to the Switch at this stage.
And now on to our next question. This one's from the King of Kangaroos and Cheese, located inside All Cheese.
All of the cheese?
Did we eat him? Hey GGSP, I just wanted to know what your favourite classic arcade games are. Rad, do these. Oh, yeah. I love your show so much. If you don't answer my question, I will send my 8-bit Joeys on you. Bye. Thanks, King of Kangaroos and Cheese. What rich and varied regal duties you must have.
I wonder what it's like to live inside All Cheese.
Well, I'd imagine that would include really stinky cheese, so maybe a little bit unpleasant.
Ugh. You know, as they say, heavy is the head that wears the cheesy crown.
Profound. As for our favourite classic arcade games, I imagine Darren might want to weigh in on this. He loves retro stuff.
Well, we better call him on the retro phone then.
Ahoy, hoy!
Hey Darren, Gem and Rad here. We've got a question about some fave classic arcade games. What are your thoughts?
Well, some of my personal favourites from the late 1970s to mid-80s period, which is often known as the golden age of arcade, would have to be Space Invaders, Galaga, and Marble Madness, with honourable mentions to Asteroids, Gyrus, Tempest, and Sinistar. Beware, I live.
You know, I also really like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Simpsons arcade games, though I don't think they're technically part of this golden age.
Affirmative, though they were quite fun as well. I will say, however, that one of my least favourite classic arcade games is one called Berserk.
Why is that, Darren?
Well, in Berserk, the humanoid is armed with a laser and goes about shooting robots. Outrageous and not cool.
I'm sure they're evil, bad robots, though, not like you, Darren.
Well, I suppose. Anyway, I must away.
Bye, Darren. Moving along to our next question. And this one is from Queen Articuno, who is inside a Pokeball. Ooh, hopefully not feeling too cramped in there. GGSP, I have a few questions. 1, do you know any games that are like Minecraft but are not Minecraft because Minecraft cost money? 2, are there any good games that includes birds? Gem, do these.
Ha! Hee! Ha ha! Ha!
Thanks. P.S. I am a huge fan. Thanks, Queen Articuno. You do sound very cool indeed. To your first question about games that are like Minecraft, but don't cost anything, well, the Roblox game Mining Simulator is kind of similar. And being Roblox, it's easily accessible.
There's a few browser games out there like Mineblox, which looks a lot like Terraria too. On mobile, there's Block Story, which has some more fantasy elements built in, or Blockcraft 3D and World of Cubes Survival Craft. Minecraft is so popular, so there's a lot of games inspired by it. Of course, it's hard to match the polished creativity and multiplayer fun of the official version.
Moving on to some good games, including birds, you might like to try Air, where you play as a shape-shifting character who can fly around a vibrant world in the form of a bird. There's some gorgeous music in this one too.
There's also Entwined, which follows the story of the forbidden love between a bird and a fish. It reminds me a little of Journey. Then, of course, how could we forget Angry Birds in all their forms?
Another suggestion suggestion is the very quirky aviary attorney. It's like Ace Attorney, but with birds, and set in 19th century France. And it's got bird puns aplenty.
Spawnlings will be flocking to these bird games.
There's sure to be some real game hens out there checking out all these recommendations. But alas, our time for today has flown.
If you've got a question for us, head here. Of course, video questions that land here on the show will receive a very swish GGSP pin. So keep an eye on the email you supplied us if you haven't already heard from us.
Oh, and make sure you double check that your grown-up's contact details are correct when you submit a video so we can send you your pin. Perhaps by carrier pigeon, in keeping with the bird theme.
I don't think I can cope with any more foul bird puns. We better make an exit.
It was just a joke. Don't crack. I don't want you to get scrambled over this.